1. In an adult learning workshop for Adobe InDesign Certification, which instructional method best promotes learner autonomy while ensuring mastery of layout tools? A. Scripted lecture with demonstration only. B. Problem-based projects with guided feedback. C. Step-by-step rote memorization of toolbar functions. D. Independent study with no instructor interaction. 2. While mentoring a junior designer preparing for the InDesign certification, which approach most effectively aligns with adult learning theory? A. Provide pre-made templates without customization opportunities. B. Ask them to replicate sample designs exactly as given. C. Facilitate real-world projects relevant to their professional goals. D. Limit feedback until after the final project submission. 3. Which curriculum development strategy best integrates evaluation methods for an InDesign typography module? A. Using only multiple-choice quizzes at the end of the course. B. Embedding design critiques and peer reviews throughout the module. C. Relying solely on automated online assessments. D. Conducting a single timed exam at the end of training. 4. When teaching regulatory compliance related to print production in InDesign, which instructional method is most effective for adult learners? A. Role-playing scenarios involving compliance failures and resolutions. B. Memorizing compliance checklists without context. C. Revealing textbook definitions only. D. Distributing regulation handouts for self-reading. 5. In a live certification prep course, which communication strategy ensures all learners understand complex features such as grep styles? A. Use jargon-heavy explanations to sound authoritative. B. Demonstrate each step visually while narrating the reasoning behind it. C. Provide only text-based documentation for independent reading. D. Require learners to research grep independently before class. 6. A mentor wants to help an experienced designer refine their interactive PDF skills in InDesign. Which approach aligns with effective mentoring techniques? A. Assign simple text layout exercises. Provide stretch assignments that challenge existing skills. C. Avoid giving feedback to prevent discouragement. D. Focus only on features they already use. 7. In developing an InDesign certification course, which adult learning principle ensures sustained engagement? A. Aligning projects with learners' professional contexts. B. Restricting practice exercises to fictional case studies only. C. Encouraging passive observation of instructor work. D. Removing collaborative activities to avoid distractions. 8. For summative evaluation in an InDesign certification program, which method best measures learners' readiness? A. Group discussion on tool preferences. B. Creation of a multi-page publication following specific client requirements. C. A one-page essay on design principles. D. Watching a tutorial video and summarizing it. 9. Which feedback method is most effective when evaluating an InDesign layout exercise with adult learners? A. Publicly ranking all students' designs from best to worst. B. Providing specific, actionable comments tied to learning objectives. C. Using only generic praise to maintain morale. D. Withholding feedback until after the course ends. 10. When integrating regulatory compliance into an InDesign curriculum, which topic is most relevant? A. CMYK color profiles and prepress requirements. B. Web animation scripting standards. C. HTML coding practices for mobile apps. D. Video editing workflows in Premiere Pro. 11. Which mentoring practice most effectively fosters independent problem-solving in InDesign software? A. Solving all technical issues for the mentee immediately. B. Encouraging guided experimentation with design solutions. C. Providing exact step-by-step answers without exploration. D. Avoiding difficult assignments. 12. When designing formative assessments for an InDesign certification course, which strategy is most effective? A. Embedding short, skill-based challenges after each lesson. B. Giving one cumulative exam at the end of the program. C. Relying solely on verbal questioning during lectures. D. Assigning lengthy reading without practical application. 13. Which communication approach is most effective for explaining master page functionality to adult learners? A. Provide real-world scenarios demonstrating consistent brand design. Distribute a glossary of terms without examples. C. Explain only the toolbar icons with no context. D. Use a rapid-fire quiz without instruction. 14. In an InDesign certification training, which curriculum development step ensures that learning activities support assessment outcomes? A. Backward design aligning objectives, instruction, and evaluation. B. Adding activities based on instructor preference alone. C. Using assessments unrelated to course content. D. Relying on unstructured creative exploration only. 15. Which method best measures learners' ability to apply regulatory compliance in an InDesign print project? A. Written quiz on terminology. B. Practical project including proper bleed, safety margins, and color profiles. C. Group brainstorming on design trends. D. Watching a compliance tutorial without follow-up. 16. A mentor is working with a candidate struggling with paragraph styles. Which adult learning technique is most suitable? A. Assigning real projects requiring consistent formatting across documents. E. Explaining style theory without allowing hands-on practice. C. Giving them a list of style names to memorize. D. Demonstrating the process without learner interaction. 17. For a mixed-level class in InDesign certification prep, which communication approach maintains inclusivity? A. Adjust pacing and examples to accommodate both novice and experienced learners. B. Focus only on advanced learners to maintain rigor. C. Teach solely to the beginners to ensure no one is left behind. D. Use only self-paced modules without instructor input. 18. Which summative assessment best validates a learner's readiness for the InDesign certification exam? A. Timed simulation replicating exam task conditions. B. Reading comprehension test on the user manual. C. Open discussion on personal design preferences. D. Memorization of keyboard shortcuts without context. 19. When embedding peer review into an InDesign course, which guideline best supports constructive feedback? A. Require feedback to include specific references to design principles. B. Allow feedback to be based solely on personal taste. C. Avoid structured feedback to promote free expression. D. Use anonymous ranking only. 20. Which method best incorporates adult learning principles into teaching InDesign's data merge function? A. Using an example based on learners' own work contexts. B. Assigning a random, irrelevant data set. C. Reading technical definitions without demonstration. D. Using unrelated generic templates. 21. When ensuring regulatory compliance in digital publishing via InDesign, which factor is most critical? A. Accessibility standards such as alt text for images. E. File compression for faster email delivery. C. Use of bright colors to attract attention. D. Embedding unlicensed fonts for design variety. 22. Which mentoring strategy supports confidence building in preparing for the InDesign certification test? A. Celebrate incremental improvements in skill application. B. Ignore progress until final mastery is achieved. C. Criticize errors without offering solutions. D. Restrict practice opportunities to avoid mistakes. 23. For curriculum development, which sequencing approach best supports mastery in InDesign? A. Start with foundational interface skills before moving to advanced automation. Begin with advanced grep styles to challenge learners immediately. C. Randomly mix topics to maintain variety. D. Teach topics based solely on instructor interest. 24. Which evaluation method most effectively measures both technical skill and design judgment in InDesign? A. Project-based assessment judged by a rubric aligned to objectives. B. Multiple choice test on shortcut keys only. C. Peer popularity vote on designs. D. Checklist of completed tutorial steps. 25. In preparing learners for the InDesign certification, which adult learning principle ensures practical skill retention? A. Provide repeated opportunities to apply skills in authentic scenarios. B. Rely on single exposure to each tool or concept. C. Use only theoretical explanations without practice. D. Encourage passive viewing of instructor demonstrations. Adobe InDesign Certification. The Adobe InDesign Certification test is a professional-level assessment designed to validate a candidate's proficiency in using Adobe InDesign for creating high-quality print and digital publications. It measures skills in layout design, typography, color management, styles, graphics integration, pre-press preparation, and interactive document creation. The exam evaluates both technical expertise and creative application, ensuring candidates can meet industry standards for professional publishing. Test takers must demonstrate efficiency in workflow management, adherence to design principles, and compliance with regulatory and accessibility requirements. This certification is recognized by employers and industry professionals, serving as a benchmark for design competence and career advancement in publishing, marketing, and graphic design fields. Here are the top 5 beneficial uses Adobe InDesign Certification Exam. 1. Career advancement. Holding an Adobe InDesign certification demonstrates verified expertise, making candidates more competitive for roles in publishing, marketing, advertising, and graphic design. 2. Skill validation. The certification confirms mastery of layout design, typography, styles, graphics integration, and compliance with industry standards, building credibility with clients and employers. 3. Workflow efficiency. Certified professionals gain advanced knowledge of tools and shortcuts, enabling them to work faster and more accurately, reducing production time and improving design quality. 4. Regulatory compliance. The certification ensures knowledge of accessibility, print specifications, and licensing standards, reducing the risk of costly errors. 5. Professional recognition. Earning the credential enhances one's reputation within creative communities, fostering trust, networking opportunities, and potential collaborations.